Okay, so today we're going to go through form simplicity and how to use the form packages. It's good to build your forms into packages so that when you want to do anything, you can just pull up the whole section and actually find the one that you want in. I recommend you build them very similar to as I have them here and add extra ones as you need it. So I've got the buyers as is contract. I've got the buyer as is with a FHA loan. I've got the buyer as is short sale purchase, buyer as is VA loan, buyer as is with FIRPTA, buyer not as is a regular contract, exclusive listing for condos, exclusive listing for leasing properties, referral agreements. This is in effect if somebody's giving you a referral from another agent, this is the actual agreement you need to complete to work with that agent so that everybody gets paid and on the agreed terms. Release and cancellation of contract, obviously self-explanatory. Then you've got the residential listing package with FIRPTA and the residential listing package with no FIRPTA. So if you're going to use one of these packages, you're going to create an actual transaction from those packages. So today we'll do the residential listing package with no FIRPTA. So I will select that form and I will go to the green button here and create a transaction from that selected package. So it's either select an existing transaction, which would drop down anything that you're working on now and you would choose, or you put in the new street address. So 123 Main Street would go in there, and the transaction name would either be the name of the person you're dealing with, or you can check the little box and it's still the same. So then we would save that transaction. So that's taken your package from your library and created a transaction specifically for the property that you're going to list. So all the forms have moved over. Now, if you know that any of the forms are not relevant, then you can delete them at this point. So for example, if you know the house doesn't have a homeowners association, you would check that box, you would go up to the commands here, you would select delete and remove it from the transaction. The same goes if there's something missing from this transaction, you can add forms to the transaction. So you can go to the library of all the forms here and find what you're looking for and add it. For example, lead-based paint. So we go here to the find section here and we go lead paint and go find. And that would give us anything that's lead paint here. So we've got the Fannie Mae lead paint disclosure sales. So we would check that box and add it to the transaction. So that would add that in. But we're going to stay with the regular package here of a non-FIRPTA selling listing package here. So to make life easy, if we go to the content tab, here we can infill all the details about the property and about the people. This will then populate every form in that package where appropriate for that house. So we can either do it from an old MLS listing of that house, we can find the number there and put it in that way, or we can go here and put in the house number, the street number, the city, and select the right county there and add that way. That would then populate most of the details here and you can just fill in anything that's missing. You can then fill in the brokerage details for us and the broker's name and the agent's name. The agent name on a listing is always me, Gillian Redmond. Agent ID is my ID, which is 3162379. That goes in there. Agent email is Gillian@Redmond Home Team, and the agent's work phone number is the office number, and the agent's cell phone number is yours. That goes in there so your people can call you about the property. So obviously then the buyer's agent fill that in later. Save the information to the transaction that you put in there, and as I say, that will populate your forms with the information here. I'll now do separate webinars to go through each of these forms so that you know how to fill each one in completely. I'll do that on separate webinars.